Hi there traders, this is Steve Miley again. The market chart is for FX Explained and our regular weekly macro watch update for the week commencing the 5th of April 2021. US yields hit multi-year highs and stock averages at record levels. So let's first of all take a look at the macroeconomic and geopolitical developments for this past week as we ran into the end of March, into the end of Q3 and into the Easter holidays. While the global market and the US ISM manufacturing PMI data reports were broadly better than expected, so this bolstered and saw riskier assets push higher, equities, stock averages pushing higher, and we also saw the US employment report released last Friday, which saw the non-farm payroll data far exceed the anticipated 675,000 number for March, posting at 916,000 jobs added. However, the cases in Europe of COVID-19 are still on the rise in here, which is a concern. And we're also seeing rising coronavirus cases in Europe. See Germany, France and Italy all impose further restrictions in recent weeks, further lockdown measures put in place. Let's now move on to the global financial market developments for the week ending the 2nd of April. So the DAX hit another new record high despite those cases in Germany, despite the new lockdown measures in Europe. The DAX continuing to push higher as the reflation trade continues to gather steam in here. Equity markets strong, and we're also seeing that with the S&P 500 hitting a new record high, as has the DAX. And then we've seen the NASDAQ in here, which has underperformed in here. The tech sector since February through early March underperforming, sideways in here for the latter part of March and for late Q3, but a more positive tone late last week, signaling potential for a rebound and a more bullish tone coming back for the IT sector, the tech sector, and for the NASDAQ. Looking at the yield chart in here, we're seeing US yields hitting yet further higher, multi-month higher yields in here for the US 10-year yield, and also global yields also pushing back higher, although we did see a retrace lower in yields on Friday for the US 10-year. And we've also seen the dollar benefiting from those higher yields. So the US dollar making new multi-month highs, highest levels since November in here, the dollar index, although we did get a little pullback the back end of last week. Euro dollar continues to weaken, a new low in here last week, pushing to the lowest point since November. And cable did see a dip and then a rebound, but still underlying negative pressures for the pound versus the dollar since late February leave risk for a lower pound correction as we go into April. And the Australian dollar kind of sideways last week, but again, negative pressures for Aussie versus US dollar, underlying US dollar strength in here, and we're looking for further Aussie versus US dollar weakness as we go into April. Let's move on to the commodity space. So we had a sideways theme in here since the early correction lower in the oil price. Underlying theme really bullish from this strong rally from November, and the rebound that we've seen in here for the oil price late last week does bode for potentially higher oil prices as we go through into April. And similarly in here, a sideways theme for copper throughout much of March since that late February, early March sell-off. But again, the underlying theme is bullish and potential for copper to we think at least stay sideways, but with potential for the upside for the price of copper. And finally, we'll take a look at gold. Now, gold did bounce late last week, but only after weakness saw it get very close to March lows. So gold still remains vulnerable despite the bounce we saw at the back end of last week and into early April. Let's take a look now at the week ahead, the week commencing the 5th of April 2021. Well, we have Easter Monday on the 5th of April. European and many other global markets are closed for the Easter holiday, Easter Monday holiday. But the US markets do reopen. With only the bond market, remember, was open in the US on Friday. Equity markets reopening in the US, having been closed on Friday, but European markets not reopening until Tuesday. We're going to, as ever, monitor those COVID cases, hospitalizations and deaths, particularly in Europe, and also watching out for any new lockdown measures coming through in Europe as well, given those rising cases. On the central bank side, we have the Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes released on Tuesday. We get the Fed FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. The RBA meeting is the actual meeting and the interest rate decision. Fed meeting minutes on Wednesday, and Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, speaks on Thursday. We also get the US ISM and Global Market Service PMI reports for the service sector. This is, we get those out on Monday and Wednesday respectively. So US ISM on Monday and the market PMI data comes out Wednesday. So here we have that listed out now. 5th of April, Easter Monday in Europe, UK and other global markets closed, but we get that US ISM PMI data. We get the RBA interest rate decision and statement Tuesday and the EU unemployment rate released. We get global data for the market services PMI and those FOMC meeting minutes released on Wednesday. German factory orders come on Thursday alongside that Fed Chairman Powell speaking engagement. And then on Friday, we finish off the week with the Chinese Consumer Price Index, CPI, and the Canadian Employment Report. I'm going to wish you all a great trading week. Please do stay safe out there. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel and hit that like button. And I'll be back with you for another macro watch very soon. Take care, stay safe, and have a great trading week. So traders, don't forget to catch us on the next FX Explained Macro Watch and all the great content on fxexplained.co.uk.